All right. Good morning, evening, afternoon. Masati here, and a special event here in Ibiza. We're gonna have our own event, but we're here at a private event, which is really fantastic. And it's at late afternoon. It's about 5 o'clock here, 5:30 actually to be exact. So again, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. I'm glad that we're connecting all together. And again, I can't see the comments because I'm not I'm on my iPad. But again, comment in on where you are, because as I see, and this is a special worldwide meditation. That's why I'm talking about this. Is like the world is coming into, say, one connection. We're reuniting, not the old way of we're all love and light and all that stuff. I mean, that stuff is good, but if you've got a lot of garbage on you, that love and light is, you're never going to see yourself, right? And this is where factions or separations in identities, religion, spirituality, your ethnic value, how much money you make, and women, men. Do you see all those things starting to break apart, right? Those are all the wrong ways. That's why they have to break apart in the universal patterns or frequencies. Connections have to be made. We have to reconnect to who we actually are, reconnect to our higher version of who we are. That higher version does not mean that you have to sacrifice yourself, you have to learn a religion, you have to I don't know, go do alms, you have to pray 10 times a day and all that stuff. Although that is fantastic if you do that, but again, most people do it for the wrong reason. Okay, I'm not here to say no or yes or no or yes, because then XI, exponential intelligence, would turn into another form of religion and spiritual movement or anything like that. Do you notice it's a free form? It's literally the infrastructure of how this reality works. That's why there's no obligation for you to do anything. It's about literally freeing yourself. The way you free yourself is to connect to your higher self. So XI is literally about the science, the universal science that's brought this reality 6 billions ahead into the present moment. Okay, that knowledge, 6 billion-year-old knowledge, or more, I would say more, I would say trillions of years actually, that it's taken for us to evolve to this level. So that science is, say, the infrastructure of XI. Now, from that infrastructure, you can create a religion around whatever you want. It doesn't matter, as long as you have that infrastructure in place. What most people do, take a deep breath in, and we'll turn it into an experiential experience, okay? And then I'll show you the beautiful view that we have. But what most people do, unfortunately, is that, you know what, I'm going to take and put aside this, trillions of years of knowledge. I'm going to forsake my, the science that it took to create a beautiful being called a human. I'm going to put all that aside. And then I'm going to go into the sciences and I'm going to start to do my own thing. And that's where things get fucked up. That's where things get really messed up in today's society. And that's what you're seeing. Political systems are crashing. Scientific systems, they're great for the hard sciences, like gravity, electromagnetism, creating AI, and so on like that. But as far as the human sciences or any other science, there's still a lot to learn. And even the technological science, the hard sciences, it's not creating itself, or we're not developing at the level of, say, a God frequency or a God level. Because if you look at frequencies or the advanced technology, even AI is a technology that was made a couple billion years ago, and I can explain that later. But breath in again, guys, stay in this space and notice what you're feeling. by the way, even those hard sciences can be improved because the technology that we create from those hard sciences, although they work, it destroys human consciousness. That's why all of technology becomes very destructive, no matter how benevolent your purpose is. This is also getting away from, say, the hard sciences. Like, we need better filtration, water filtration. We need better this. We need something to clean the air. That's fantastic. By the way, I'm trying to do this X Prize, and that's what they're doing. It's like, well, that's great, but those systems have been around and they haven't worked out because anything benevolent turns into, say, a destruction of humanity. The reason is because we're not using the science here, the universal science. We're using our own. So take a breath in and then put that into your own life. Look at all the things that you've done that don't isn't in coherence with the billions of years of technology that created you. You have your own definition of love. You have your own definition of success. You have your own definition of health. You have your own definition of whatever it is. And look at you. Look at the people around you, those people who have become more and more exponentially intelligent. It's amazing how you actually, say, feel and enhance and expand, say, the potential of who you really are, right? That makes sense to you? Yeah. So take a breath in. Again, notice who you are. And I just want to show you this visual. Guys, it's a beautiful space, and we'll hopefully do an actual event here. It's quite beautiful. It's a beautiful hotel. It's the Six Senses. Look at that view that we have. I'd be meditating outside, but it's just a little too windy. A lot of background noise here. But quite amazing, isn't it? Just imagine meditating out here. Guys, having an event out here. It's pretty crazy, right? Yeah. So anyway, so that's where we are. So we're going to bring the beauty of a and is really amazing what I got, and I'll put that into this hyper meditation. So take a breath in. Just notice where you are, and then another breath in, and notice, especially if you're new, this isn't calming you down. This is not about settling into, it's not hypnosis or a normal meditation, but you feel calmer. You're more connected, you're more in time, you're more present. How did that work? Again, psychology, all those things are fantastic, but there's a deeper frequency or deeper knowledge that we need to access, and that's what we're doing here. So the way I got you into that state, despite your efforts not to stay in that state, take a breath in again, is pushing you into a dimension of time and space, the present moment. This is the present moment where you can create yourself completely abundant. So notice how that feels for you. Take a breath in into your spine. The interconnectedness that we need to raise our consciousness or evolve. Breath in again. We seek it through forcing ourselves to love one another. We seek it through trying to be politically correct and all those other things. And then we see the differences in other people. but not ourselves. So as you take a breath in, notice your chest. I've learned a lot from my Burning Man experience, the cruise that we went on. It's just, it was a moment of like self-reflection or coming into a mastery level of what I do, what exponential intelligence is about. So again, you might feel that frequency is very different or more intense for you, which is nice. It's pure. Breath in again as we go deeper yet. We try to love these groups. We try to love people, despite whatever their difference is, right? Because we've been taught that. We're just forced to grit our teeth and just be happy and love, which is bullshit. But then you may ask us like, well, Moss, then what do I do? It's like, I, I know that person and I try to force them to, you know, so I can like them, but there's just something about them, right? It's not about the other person. That's the key. If you start to observe patterns, algorithms, you'll start to notice that you attract very similar people around your life. What's the common denominator? Or better yet, who's the common denominator? You. So take a deep breath in. Ask yourself, go back in history, all the way to your childhood. Look at those things that you didn't like, those experiences that you had that they trashed you, distorted you, abused you, accelerated you to higher success, whatever it is. Look at those experiences as you observe your chest. And ask yourself, what frequency were you running to accommodate or create a reality like that for you? So what frequency is it in you that attracts the people that you attract? Again, we force ourselves to love those people. And those people, again, they could be bad people, they could be good people. It doesn't fucking matter to you. All it matters to you, because everything is always focused on the outside, right? I have to change my environment. Your environment is created of your internal world, your internal frequencies. Changing your environment, next time around, your environment will create the same situation. Breath in, strong breath in. Again, if you're at a personal level or at a political level, like countries, the leaders of these countries, it's all the same. They're different, so we have to attack them or we have to indoctrinate them into our way of thinking. Well, your way of thinking sucks. Straight out. If it's not aligned with pure consciousness, it's not right. It'll never get you on the right path. If you don't believe me, look at the results of your life. Look at the results of political leaders, religious leaders, corporate leaders, any other leader that you follow. Look at their lives. Not that they're doing anything wrong, although they're fucking up. It's just that they're trying to solve something outside of themselves. So in this hyper meditation, for today's world frequency meditation, it's all about coming into a state of being where you take ownership of who you are and start to remove the patterns that keep this reality, this world, suppressed. So you do not become part of the problem. You're not even part of the solution. And I say that because for you to identify as part of the solution, you have to identify as part of the problem. It's very deep. Let it settle in. The real solution is to disconnect yourself from all aspects. Again, remove the pattern, deep-seated frequencies or patterns within you that create the life that you live. Breath in again as I help you separate that. Where you are just you. You're not trying to solve anything. You're already in a state of consciousness that reality is solved for you. All you have to do is stay in this space. The solutions for you to stay in the reality will show up in a very short time. The more exponentially intelligent you are, obviously, the faster you get there. Breath in. We'll go into a deep dive where I'll just be silent for a bit. Wonderful breath in again. And noticing your gut. Let's help you recalibrate your instincts, your emotions, your value system to accommodate, again, a new self of who you are, not the old self. Your emotions. Most people will go, well, gosh, trust your emotions. There's books, tons of books. Trust your emotions, trust your feeling. But look what's happened. You trust your emotions and you get into a relationship that beats you up, right? Again, there's nothing wrong with your emotions. They just need to be recalibrated. So let's help you recalibrate your emotions, your logic, your identity of who you are to the highest version that you can access at this moment in time. I'll say that again. So it goes deep. The knowledge goes deep within you. Breath in, notice your spine. Take a breath in as you notice your belly. I'll help you recalibrate your identity, your emotions, your logic, anything else to calibrate to get you to the highest version of who you can be at this moment in time. So what that means is that you're not stuck in that best version. I'm teaching you, right? I'm helping you rewire yourself. So it's an automatic process. Once you reach that version of yourself, there's a better version. In time and space, there's always a better version of you forward. This is where success doesn't fade. This is where your children, you see beauty in your children. This is where your relationships don't fade, because every day you see a new version of the lover, your lover. Every day you see a new version of the world. Nothing gets mundane if you're looking at it through beautiful, fresh eyes every moment. That's what you've been seeking. Most people do the same thing over and over again. And by over and over again, I mean you brought your old self from the last moment into the new moment, and then you keep repeating that pattern. Imagine a cup. The next moment is a new cup. So what you do is you put your old cup on top of that new cup, and then there's another new cup, and then you keep stacking cups. Does that make sense for you? Look at that visual. Take a breath in. So how can you experience anything new? Right? And go back to the first cup, your first moment of life. You had a fresh cup, but then what did your parents do? Put their cups on top of your cups. It's like, no, look at life through this cup here. So you didn't even start with a fresh cup. You started with generations past. That's why the world repeats its problems. That's why you repeat problems. Take a breath in. Notice your spine. Can I help you clear all those cups? So the next moment in time is you experiencing you, the best version. You put the old cups where they are. You let go of that cup. That cup is your physical experience, your time-bound identity. Okay? You put that cup where it is. You drink out of the next cup. When that's full or empty, you go to the next cup and you leave that cup behind. Okay? It's like a restaurant, for example. You want a fresh cup. It's like, hey, I want to fill this up. They'll give you a fresh cup, a proper restaurant. They don't fill up the old cup. That's what people do. No wonder why you get the same damn results over and over again. So take a deep breath in again. Can you visualize yourself leaving the cup of whatever it is, you, your presence, behind, and going, I wonder what this new cup of me would taste like without anything from behind, from the past. Only the best ingredients of the past can be entered into your new flavor of life. Can you visualize that? And if you can, I'll help you integrate that into your frequency. So your idea of who you are is always growing and expanding to the next version, the next version, the next version. This is where your goals, you'll actually achieve something and you'll own it. But your identity is not based on that goal, so it doesn't get old. Take a breath in. Just go into a moment of silence. Notice that stillness. This is a stillness that people practice for decades and they can never reach because of what I said earlier. Stillness comes from you being a singular moment, a singular being in one moment of time and space. It's literally straight math. The effects is what you feel, that deep spiritual connection to your higher self. Are you willing to let go of the past, take forth what's needed, and let go of the rest? It's the real version of what we call evolution. Nature does it in this format. It's nothing new I've developed. It's been happening for trillions of years. Nature does this just automatically. Every generation, every second, the old gets disconnected, takes the best of the teachings of the old, brings it into the new, and expands. Again, it's nothing new. It is timeless, though. It never gets old. This is the infrastructure of the universe. This is, say, God's intelligence. Breath in again, notice your throat. I'll leave you on one last thought. Recycle. In physics, basically a recycle is you start from point A in a circle and you go all the way around and then you end at point A. Then you start at point A again and you keep going all the way around. Nothing is learned, nothing is achieved. The old, you repeat the old into the new. So let's do it another way, and that's what I was helping you with. It was where you spiral. You start at point A, you cycle all the way around, but as you cycle, you elevate to the next level. So although you might start what looks like at point A again, it's a higher version of you here doing whatever that you do. Getting a new career, getting new relationships, getting whatever. So you might experience old things, but it's the new version of you experiencing those things. So a limitless being experiencing limited experiences. Because there's so many things, there's only so many things you can do in this physical world. But multiply that by your multidimensional infinite self. Those limited opportunities become infinite possibilities for you. Think of it. Having kids, making love, making money, doing whatever, getting sick, getting ill, getting healthy, becoming healthy, aging, whatever it is, again, as you experience those, the things that aren't needed anymore in humanity start to let go because we don't have to recycle those things. We can go higher in consciousness and experience it very differently, which gives you a different meaning on aging. You don't have to age like society does. You don't have to create and sacrifice yourself to have success and abundance and security. This is how we release the problems of the world. I leave you with that thought. Breath in again, guys. Stay a while in this state. Okay? Just be on your own. You can chat. And as you stay, just as ending point, guys, human upgrade, which is great. For many of you who are new, I highly encourage just taking the self-healing, the once a day. And then for those who are advanced, or if you have some knowledge or you've done self-healing, you can get into the self-actualization, because the self-actualization is literally very intense, especially with this, with my new abilities. Very, very intense for a lot of people, guys. So if you need that healing moment, just take the self-healing. I know we could make a lot more money pushing the self-actualization, but for new people, I highly encourage just the self-healing, okay? Do a favor to yourself. We've also got people who are doing Awakening the Burn. It's an afterburner, yeah, what we learned from Burning Man. That's module 3. You can still take the recording. It's very powerful. That's coming up October 8th. The Ibiza events, Private Oracle Circle, that's on the 12th here in Ibiza. So if you're in the area, sign up if you like. And then Illuminating Darkness, that's October 2024. We've got special pricing for that month as well. So getting rid of all the darkness, Day of the Dead, and all that stuff that literally binds this reality. All right, guys? So as I leave you be, again, notice what you notice and then notice the details of what you're noticing. All right? Peace.